Hi, I'm Scott Giablo, the Mayor of Sedona. The city held its annual policy agenda setting meeting in late January. This is where City Council works with city staff to identify and prioritize projects and initiatives for the upcoming fiscal year. These priorities typically are an indication of where Council wishes to invest additional resources. It allows staff to propose funding based on those priorities during the annual budget process, so Council can decide which projects and staffing requests will be funded and to what levels to reach those goals. Because it's common for our projects to span multiple years, many of last year's priorities are carried forward. And here are the priorities for fiscal year 2024. About halfway into our 10-year transportation master plan, traffic management continues to be a top priority, with continued support for infrastructure projects and the build-out of transit, which includes launching microtransit, an on-demand ride-share service scheduled for this fall, securing grant funding for the construction of the maintenance and operation facility, and updating and reviewing the long-range financial plan for transit. Other major transportation projects include continuing to build a network of shared use paths, including construction of a path along Andante Drive, which was requested by the neighborhood, completing an updated needs assessment for the Uptown parking garage to determine if a garage should be built at this site or not. We anticipate beginning construction for the pedestrian crossing at Oak Creek. Since the initial construction bid was much higher than expected, staff reviewed the design specifications in hopes of reducing the costs. We will initiate design of a new Forest Road intersection with State Route 89A, which will include an assessment of moving the Brewer Ranger roundabout west to this location. We will reconsider neighborhood vehicular connection projects in the interest of emergency evacuation planning. Workforce housing continues to be a top priority, and City Council supports staff's continuing discussions with a private developer to create affordable housing on the city purchased property at 2250 Shelby Drive, and considering up to 4 acres of workforce housing on the eastern portion of the Cultural Park property as a phase 1 of development prior to the completion of a full master plan for the site. In a related topic, City Council agreed that we need to further address homelessness for fiscal year 2024. Staff will be working to create a plan to better understand the makeup of Sedona's homeless population and what we can do to address homeless issues. Environmental sustainability also remains a priority for City Council as we continue to execute the Climate Action Plan and the many ongoing programs that are being offered. New for fiscal year 2024, Council supports updating the Land Development Code for water conservation and other sustainability measures. Additionally, Council supports the upcoming OHV environmental impact analysis to include more data collection than originally planned, with the analysis portion of the plan coming in fiscal year 2024. Information in this assessment will inform future conversations on managing the impacts of OHV usage. Citizen communication is an ongoing priority. City Council supports further efforts to expand ways to keep residents informed and engage in all facets of decision-making. Short-term rentals are still a priority, especially now that the city requires all short-term rental owners to obtain a permit. City Council supports exploring ways to make the reporting system of short-term rental issues more efficient. We are also working with our legislative advocate to continue to fight for local control on a state level. Economic diversification efforts will continue with a focus on bringing high-speed internet broadband to Sedona. Regarding emergency management, we are in the middle of a citywide evacuation modeling project that included a threat and hazard identification and risk assessment. And once results are delivered, next steps will be determined. Next, the city will continue to implement strategies such as staffing traffic control assistance and community service aides to help our trailhead parking issues and reduce impacts to neighborhoods. Also, we will keep working with the Forest Service and Yavapai County on additional parking restrictions on Dry Creek Road. The update to the community plan and accompanying extensive public outreach will continue to be a priority as staff looks to have a draft in 2023 and a final version of the plan in 2024. Regarding property acquisition as a priority, as opportunities arise, City Council supports staff looking for creekside parcels for limited passive recreation such as walking paths, with conservation being the primary goal. Next, the Council will stay the course with the previous decision of accelerating the build-out of the Brewer Road Ranger Station Park as another community gathering place. In fiscal year 2024, we will select the play structures and work with an architect to help complete the interior finishes of the building. Additionally, we will construct the lawn, landscaping, and parking area. The City Council will continue to prioritize tourism promotion and management as we work to bring a tourism program in-house. We will keep developing tourism strategies that balance the need to maintain a strong economy with quality of life for the residents and to develop clear metrics to determine what is success. Determining if the city should take over the airport is also on the priority list, and in fiscal year 2024, we will conduct a study to evaluate the potential implications of acquiring the airport to help determine if this would benefit the community. Another construction project on the priority list is the building of up to 8 dedicated pickleball courts at Posse Grounds Park. Locations are being identified now, and construction should begin this summer. City Council agreed that updating the city's enterprise resource planning software system needs to be a new priority for fiscal year 2024. This is an internal system that is critical to our financial services department and other city operations. And that's it. Wow, that's quite a list. City Council looks forward to making decisions about the timing and details of all these projects at future council meetings and during the budgeting process. Please look for updates as these projects and more progress over the next year, and thanks for watching.